You guys seen it. We watched it together. Terrible second half, terrible third quarter by the Knicks. We're going to talk about that third quarter. We're going to talk about injuries. We're going to talk about upcoming schedule. Let's go. That's right. Knicks 24/7. Live stream, news, rumors, discussion. New York Knicks related content. We got content creators from all over YouTube that's going to be participating in this live stream. We got CK2K. The entertainer's going to be in there. We're going to get some more people. And you can be in there too if you want to. Just holler at me. Let's go. All right, Knicks family. What's popping with y'all tonight? Some of you guys we've been talking for the last 2-3 hours. We already know what it is, man. The Knicks played terrible in that second half. We had a terrible third quarter. The third quarter, that's really the topic for the night because that third quarter was just horrible. Give up 41 points to a team. This team only averaged 102 points per game. We gave up 41 points in the third quarter. We almost gave them half of what they average in the third quarter. It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And I know that it's not about wins and losses. So I'm not concerned about the loss. I get that. It's not about wins and losses right now. It's about development and how we're coming along as a team. My concern, excuse me as I adjust the mic, my concern is that 41 points in the third quarter is, I guess it's part of your development, I guess. Right? I guess it's part of your development. It's part of how kids learn. It's part of how they learn to win, I guess. I say it that way. You know what I mean? Because you got to lose to learn how to win. Sometimes you take those kind of lumps, and with kids, it's hard to be consistent. Young guys like that, it's tough to be consistent from minute to minute. They can be inconsistent, quarter to quarter, half to half, whatever it is. They can be very inconsistent. But that was a rough third quarter. Very rough third quarter, man. And it's so rough. Check it. We were watching the game. We were watching it live, and I got Prince in the chat. I got Guermo in the chat. Davon's in the chat. At the time, Davon wasn't in the chat. Somebody else was in the chat. Ernesto was in the chat. Israel was in the chat. And I left to go get something to drink. Right? There was about 3 minutes left in the quarter. It was 86-81. I was already kind of upset that we let a 9-point lead go. And it was 86-81 when we were now in a 5-point deficit. I was already upset at that. But then I come back and we're down 17 points at the end of the quarter. Like, come on, man. I was gone for 3 minutes. Let's go get something to drink. Stop, talk to my daughter for a second. Made sure she studied because she's got exams. She told me she did study, but she's sitting there watching the game. So I don't know how much she really did study. Right? How much did she really study, though? For real. She could probably hear me now. How much did she really study? We got back at the house at 6:30. The game started at 7:30. You study for an hour? You got midterms tomorrow? Okay, we'll see. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what happens on those midterms. But anyway, so I stopped and I talked to her about studying and come back. Well, actually, as I'm talking to her, I'm looking at the game. We're looking at it together. Knicks down 17 points. I'm like, it's crazy. In 3 minutes. In 3 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's lack of focus. That's what that is. When it happens that way, it's lack of focus. With my girls' team, last Friday, we were playing a game. And it was a 5-point game. And in 1 minute and 40 seconds, we gave up 7 points to make it a 12-point game at half. Because we lack the focus. The Knicks the same way. A lack of focus. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna happen like that when you got young guys, when you get playing with a lot of young guys on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose that focus. It's hard for them to focus. Listen, we live in a microwave world. These kids grow up in a microwave world. Everything is fast. Everything is now. Everything is instant gratification. You know what I mean? Everything is. B-baller for real said, you shouldn't have gone for that drink. It was a problem. You have a drinking problem. I shouldn't have gone for the drink. Maybe if I wouldn't have gone for the drink, it would have stayed a 5-point lead. You might be right about that. I'll take it. I'm going to tell Fizdale, I'll take the loss. I shouldn't have went to get a drink. I don't know, man. Third quarter collapse. We collapsed in that third quarter. It was bad. It was bad. We collapsed. You know, gave up 41 points in the third quarter. Only scored 17. I'm going to go back. I just want to go back and look at the third quarter. You know, maybe tomorrow I'll get a chance to break it down a little bit. I'm going to look at the third quarter and just see what it was. What did we do? Or what did we not do? What did we do wrong? We lost to a team that's got PayPal on their jerseys. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. For real. Got PayPal on their jerseys. We lost to them. Get out of here with that garbage. No diss to PayPal. I like PayPal. I use PayPal. Just saying. You know what I mean? I would have put PayPal on my jersey. I would have put something else. I'd have signed a deal with something else. Somebody else. I guess they offered the Suns the most money. You know? Terrible loss by the New York Knicks, in my opinion. Like Mark said the other night. Last night, as a matter of fact. You can handle losses like to Indiana. Right? We fought the whole game. We couldn't execute down the stretch. You can handle that. But to the Phoenix Suns, you lose by 20? I don't want to handle that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to handle that. That's, you know, Leroy Green, 85, said, PayPal ain't got nothing on me. That's funny. But I don't want to handle that. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. It's bad news, man. It's bad news. I'm going to get to the chat. I'm going to let these guys, I want to pull up some information about the third quarter. All right, so I'm going to get to the chat. Let these guys say their piece a little bit. Don't be afraid to call in. 516-405-2246. Join us in the appear.n/NBK. Join us. And don't forget, it's still a work in progress. Still a work in progress. But I'm doing this 24/7 live stream of the Knicks. Maybe I should just call it a stream. It's called Knicks 24/7. Knicks 24/7 is live stream. News, rumors, discussion, New York Knicks related content. So when this is over, the stream will come right back up. And then in a couple of hours, this episode will be on the stream. And there's some other episodes on there. CK2K is going to be on there. He is on there right now. The Entertainer is going to be on there pretty soon. And I'm working on getting some other content creators to be on the stream. It's going to be fun. I got some original. The Prince is going to be on the stream. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's gonna be pretty dope when it's all said and done. So go ahead and check that out if you care to. Yeah, go ahead and check it out. Knicks 24/7. All right, go ahead and check that out. I'm gonna come over here. We're gonna bring these guys up in the live stream. All right, and get some feedback from you guys. All right, Knicks 24/7, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check that out. All right, let me see. Let's start with you, Prince. Your take on the game, my man. What's your take on the game?
Man, like I said, I almost feel like Ron Cleveland, man. With that one being said, Sim, I guess all we can do is look forward to the future, try to be optimistic. That third quarter was atrocious. Our shooting was just horrible. We kind of was rapping about it, between the the two broadcasts. It's a couple different things. Fizz said it was more mental toughness, which is true. I think Guillermo kind of hinted at that too. As a team, not having a leader and not having somebody who can truly galvanize us and be like, hey, okay, we gave up a couple easy basket. Ennis, you're not helping out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do need somebody who can bark and bite into our players that's not Fizdale. We need a player's coach, i.e., a Jared Jack, or just somebody who can, have a little bit of leadership and speak some life into our team when we going through stints like this. Don't know if you can really pin this game well. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's just that third quarter and just the atrocious shooting. And one thing that I guess I got to give my boy Guillermo props on and just talking about, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really one to bash Fizz about his system because I'm trusting it. But my thing is, like Guillermo say, I believe that if we did have somewhat of a system, I guess maybe it would be easier to get easy buckets to kind of help that stop the bleeding sometime when you get into these stints where we go cold. Like Sim, you counted it out. We probably went easily 5 or 6 possessions where they made a three or a layup, we made bricks. We put up bricks. So with that being said, you have 5, 6 possessions that you don't score, you're going to look up and you're going to be down 15, 20 points. So, that's basically what happened tonight. Like you said, it's hard to hang your hat on a loss to a team who only got 6 wins. So, I guess we'll see how we look on this West Coast stretch that we got coming up.
Yeah. And Leroy Green 85 says, how would you have adjusted to the Suns' defensive attack in the second half? I need to look at it a little bit more closely. I plan on breaking down the third quarter, and I'm gonna do a video about it. Just kind of see exactly what happened and exactly what went on. One thing that I did see as we were kind of talking and doing everything. Well, one, we just shot horribly, and we're a bad shooting team. We know that. I feel like we let their defense rush us a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of young teams do that, right? A lot of young teams let another team's defense, if they're bringing a lot of defensive pressure and they're being aggressive, they let the defense dictate their speed of play or dictate how you play basketball. And I think we started to let them dictate a little bit. And maybe that's, I don't know if there's strategies, what strategies you can use for teams not to. You got to just kind of be able to corral the troops, get them together and say, hey, let's calm down. Let's be cool. Let's relax a little bit. Let's not let them dictate what we're doing and really get into the head and say, what do we want to do when we're out there? What is it that we want to do? You know what I mean? And I don't know if Fizdale does it or not, but one thing that I like when I see a certain coaches, sometimes you see Greg Pop do it. I've seen Larry Brown do it before. I know I've done it before. When I start to see one thing, if I, just to send a message to the players sometimes, if I see one thing go wrong, we start the third quarter. I've done it in the first quarter, in the first half of an AAU game or the first, it'd be a minute into the game and I see something that I don't like, I'll call a timeout just so I can nip it in the bud. Sometimes you got to do that right off jump. You know what I'm saying? You call a timeout, boom, you nip it in the bud. I remember one time I had a player and every game that we would play, he'd come right out and shoot a three right off jump. As soon as you got the ball, he'd shoot a three. We didn't even warm up. We're not even warm. We didn't even run up and down the floor a few times. Right? So I told him, I said, listen, next time you get in the game and you shoot a three, that's your first shot. You don't go to the rack. Because the one thing I was trying to get him to do was go to the rack more. Because he was long. He was 6'4", but his wingspan made him like 7 foot or taller. Right? Because he was long. And I was like, you need to go to the rack. Because every time you go to the rack, we have success. You know what I'm saying? You're just a mediocre three-point shooter. And I told him, next time, you come to the bench. The next game, we came out. whoever it was, our point guard passed it to him on the wing, and he let the three go. And he hit it. Right after he hit it, I sent somebody to the bench. And his coach, what you pulled me out for? I said, I told you, don't shoot a three at the beginning of the game. I don't want that to be your first shot. I want you going to the cup. I told you, I want you going to the cup. And I sat him out for about 5 minutes. We still won the game, right? But he learned the lesson. And sometimes you got to do that. And maybe in the beginning of the quarter, I really got to watch it and see. Maybe, he needed to have one of those knee-jerk reactions where when he's seen a few things going wrong, a couple bad defensive rotations, lackluster play, lackluster defense, you call a timeout and you rip into their ass real quick. And so that they know, okay, all right, you know what? We ain't on it. We better get to it. I don't know, but I got to go back and look at the third quarter and see what I would have done. You know what I mean? It's very tough when you're in the midst of a game to make those decisions. It is. And that's why, you need to have assistants that's looking at the game from a different perspective as you, because you just can't see everything as a coach. You know what I mean?
Coach Sim, real quick before you move on, I asked you this a couple weeks ago, but like you said, I think tonight, even though we were down players and we wasn't making shots, but I asked you this before, when is the time that Fizz bugs out on the team? You know what I'm saying? Like, when do he start dropping motherfuckers and getting in people's face? And I think tonight would have been the perfect game to do that. Like, he should have cussed. Somebody should have got cussed out tonight. If it's not Enes Kanter or somebody like that, somebody should have caught the wrath of Fizz tonight. And maybe they would have woke up. I'm with you on that. I'm with you.
Yeah. And I think Prince meant to say MF instead of like actually.
Yeah, I'm sorry, kids. But God, this is a PG-13 show. This ain't R-rated. Guys.
When is the time to do it? Maybe he's done it before in the locker room. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say if he's done it in the locker room. You can't always, from the game, when you're watching the game on TV, you can't always see him on the sideline. I know I wig out on my players sometimes, man. I know I've done it a lot. While I wig out. I remember one time I thought I was about to get in trouble from all the parents. We were in the AAU tournament, and the guys was just not playing, and we was getting bust. And I called him to the side, and I tried to pull him out. I called a timeout. I tried to keep him out on the court during the timeout. Right. But, the way, when you go to AAU tournaments, sometimes the bench is right behind you. Like the fans' bench is right behind you. So I didn't want the parents to hear what I was saying. So I pulled them out. It seemed like the gym got quiet and I started cursing them out. I'm going on. I'm hitting them. I'm hitting them with all kinds of bombs from all over the place. And then I look up and all the parents just looking at me. Nobody said anything. Right, when we came out and we played better, we still got bust, I think, by about 30. Because we were playing like Allen Iverson's team or something like that. And not something like that. It was Allen Iverson's team. They're from Richmond. And, they was playing with from the beginning of the game. Right, my guys, we stood in there for a while. For the first half, we were good. But from the beginning of the game, man, yeah, we went in 2-3. They called a oop from the backside, bam, because they had a big 6'10" guy, and then and he dunked on like 3 of our guys. Our tallest guy was 6'4", and then the next play down. Well, we came back, we responded, hit a jumper. Next play down, another guy 6'8", windmill dunked it on. We was like, oh my gosh. We stayed tight for a little while, but in the end, it was just too tough. So when does he do it? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that he does it in practice, does it in the locker room, because there does come a point when you do just gotta rip into him. You know what I'm saying? There comes a point where you just gotta rip into him. You just gotta let him have it and let him know that you mean business. You know what I'm saying? Or if not, we were talking about this before we jumped onto the chat. I get concerned, and I'm gonna open it up, Gorham. Actually, before I do that, let me go around. Let me get everybody's opinion right quick, and then we're gonna get back to that. All right, Davon.
What's up, Sam?
What's popping with you, man?
Just chilling, man. Just got done watching the game. Terrible third quarter. Terrible. I don't know what happened. We just came out flat. Looked like nobody wanted to be there. Nobody wanted to play in the NBA in the third quarter. I don't know. Nobody was playing defense, whether it was man, 2-3. They was just getting busted, like you were saying. No shots was falling, no ball movement. Nobody was excited. Nobody was. I don't know. It was just flat. Third quarter is just like it's way different from the first half. Even the fourth quarter was even a lot better than the third. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the injuries or the system or what it was. I think that's just one of those quarters we just gotta, as fans, as players, as anybody. I mean, we could learn from some things, but just watch that because that was just terrible. There was nothing to do with that. There was, don't even bring that one up. I just feel like you just got to keep it going, keep it pushing because. I mean, we played a solid game overall. Just that third quarter, it was just terrible. And I feel like if that would have been the second quarter that we played terrible, I feel like at halftime that would have been the perfect time, like you guys have been saying, for Phil's to kind of rip them. But because it happened kind of like in the third quarter, it kind of wasn't the right time,
Yeah,
and we didn't have a lot of players anyway, so he couldn't like just sub everybody out or do something drastic like that. So we had to weather the storm, and
right.
I mean, yeah.
In the third quarter, the Knicks, we shot 25 times. We shot 28% in the third quarter. We shot 11.1% from three in the third quarter.
Wow.
We had 1 assist. 4 turnovers. We only had 8 rebounds in the third quarter. On the other hand, the Phoenix Suns, they shot 72.7% in the third quarter. 72.7% in the third quarter. Now they only shot 22 times. I don't want to say only shot 22 times, but they shot 22 times for 72%.
Didn't you make like 16 of those?
Yeah, they made 16. It was 16 to 22.
Yeah.
They were 4 for 6 from three. Right. And
yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, they had 13
that's
rebounds.
Just no defense, no lack of effort, no nothing. Not even no hard fouls or nothing. Like just no energy,
Right. Where are those hard fouls? Where are those hard fouls to
we had nothing to be excited about. Not even like a Tim Hardaway wild three or wild shot. Just nothing to hang our hats on or to rally us up or anything. I don't know.
Right. Where are those hard fouls? Those hard-nosed plays. Don't even have to be fouls. Just those hard-nosed plays to put a stop to the madness. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to finish this out in that third quarter, 9 assists for the Phoenix Suns. They had 9 assists in the third quarter.
Crawford.
They only had 1 turnover. They had 3 steals. And like I said, the Knicks, we had 4 turnovers in the third quarter. Only 1 assist. Only 8 rebounds. It was just a horrible, horrible third quarter. And as you can see, we were negative 24 in the third quarter. Just a terrible, terrible quarter for the Knicks. I don't know if it's the worst of the season. Probably so. Probably the worst third quarter of the season for the New York Knicks. It was just it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to be part of that thing. It wasn't
fun at all.
It wasn't fun. Type of thing to make you bust your TV up and all that kind of stuff.
But one thing I can't hang my hat on is I like the way Mudiay's been playing. I think he's found his niche. He's found his game. He's found where he belongs. In the NBA and just on the team. I like what he's doing right now. Even though not a lot of defense or anything. That's one thing I can hang my hat on from.
Okay, yeah,
from the game.
Yeah, one thing. With Mudiay, at the beginning of the season, I know I was like, I didn't think that Mudiay. Most players have something to hang their hat on. I didn't know what it is from Mudiay. I still don't know what it is for him to hang his hat. You know what I'm saying? What does he hang his hat on? What is his identity as a player? I'm not sure. And maybe he's just an all-around. Maybe he'll end up being just an all-around guy. I don't know. Everyone kind of has something. Right. That they hang their hat on. I'm not sure.
I think he feels like he's more of a little bit of a scorer, like a little bit more of an all-around kind of like a. I feel like he's trying to be. He kind of reminds me of a Chauncey Billups kind of, in the sense that he likes to get in the middle of the lane, just take little shots, not too much, but he's a little bit more aggressive than Chauncey. But I mean, that's what I feel like he, the style of play that I wouldn't say that's who he is or that's who he's, but that's like his style, the style that I see him going for.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me get to Guillermo. See what Guillermo's talking about.
Yeah, I agree with all you guys, man. This is just a throwaway game. That third quarter, I got to watch that third quarter again because there were timeouts called, like Prince said, but Lord Jesus, man, it was not good. Jamal Crawford had like a career high tonight, 14 assists. I mean, yeah, that's like if Patrick Ewing came in and he went 6 for 6 from the 3-point shot. Like, come on, Jamal Crawford is not an assist guy, so that's definitely.
Yeah,
my bad.
Jamal Crawford hasn't had 12 assists in 14 years, folks. 14 years. 14 seasons. He hasn't had 12 assists. 14 assists.
And that's just, like you said, Sim, that's awareness. That's like, all right, we know what Jamal's doing. When a guy like Jamal Crawford hits 14 assists, that means that he's doing something repetitively and it's working. And even he's probably surprised by it because he's like, I know I'm not an assist guy, so the guy Holmes, I think, made like 3 or 4 cuts to the basket. Was all that little delay pick and roll thing, or just came around and curled into the bat. It's like, guys, it's like, wake up. You know what I mean? Like, and look, I'll say this again, man. We said before, Cantor is the issue on defense. No, seriously, because people want to say Mudiay and stuff. And look, Mudiay, Trier, they're not the best defensive, but I've seen Trier show flashes of being able to play some good defense. I've seen Mudiay play better than average defense at times. He still gets confused, but Cantor, honest to God, it is a matter of awareness and laziness. He does not want to help, and when he doesn't want to help, like he does this thing where on a pick and roll, he stays back, and then as the guy is already going up to lay it up, then he wants to commit. But why would you commit when the guy's feet already left the air? You're going to foul him. That's why a lot of times he always gets these and one fouls. He's a terrible defender, and it's not just because there's a no, it's because he's just inadequate. He's lazy and he's inadequate as a defender. So look, this was an ugly loss, Sim. Throw this away. Also, we had so many guys out, so I can't really get so mad at the team, but goodness, I said let's make a trade for Brook Lopez. I think what's Cantor's getting paid $18 million, Brook Lopez is getting paid 14 point something million. Let's just get Cantor off the team. I can't watch this anymore with the guy, man. He's just piss poor defensively. It hurts us. It hurts the rest of the team, man. Like, even if you have Mudiay playing average defense, if he comes around the pick and roll, everyone gets confused because Cantor's not doing his part. Yeah. And he wants to talk about LeBron and, he's a New York. Is this? Nah, bro. You need to be you're taking all these gym videos for what reason? I don't know why. It's useless.
And the tough thing with Cantor is the 2-3 zone was put in place to help him. Right? It was put in place to help him. And yet still, we are unable to, he can't, it was put in place to help him. And then he can't run the 2-3 zone. He can't execute in the 2-3 zone. I don't know, man.
You saw it, Sim, as we were watching it, even though I would say it was more so on Knox overcommit on one side, you called it. We were literally talking about, and it happened where some guy passed it to Knox side. Knox was way too up, and then he drove past it to Ayton, who was cut in the middle. And even though that's on Knox, I mean, Cantor, you should have some awareness that you should feel body heat somewhere on your right side. Like, I feel a body near me on my right side. Maybe I should kind of cheat a little bit and make sure someone's not. Oh crap, Ayton's right there. Like, he doesn't even have that awareness. You know what I mean? So I don't know. What do? You can't. I don't know. Whatever.
I mean, the only thing that you can really do is start to not use them as much. Play a different lineup. I know Noah Vonleh is kind of small at that center spot, but even though he's small, does, you know, his ability to play defense, you know, is it going to help more? You know, just because he doesn't have the same size, is it going to help because, you know, because he knows his rotations, he knows how to play defense. You know, if you got Noah Vonleh out there, you're a little bit smaller, but if you're going to use that 2-3, at least he might know his rotations, and so you can negate some of the size difference. I don't know.
And Sim, this is a team that we want to be a shooting team / a team. We already kind of play small for the most part, if you think about it. Like, we literally, I mean, Cantor, we dump it into him at times, but that I feel like that's not the identity that what's-the-name Fizdale kind of wants. Because even when we play with Mitchell Robinson and Cornette, we don't really use them like Cantor. So I don't think we kind of play Cantor just based on his ability to kind of plot it down low and, you know, kind of bite it in, man. But that's not our identity because we don't do the same thing with other centers. So I don't mind not playing him. Take your lumps now, lose by how many other points, but develop something with these guys where it's like, all right, we're not playing with Cantor, and we're playing more so in this style. Hey, come to the basket, making these whatever cuts, curls on the weak side, doing whatever. Because, dude, Cantor he's terrible on defense. And if we're not playing like that on offense, if we're not looking to draft the next big center to play like how Cantor plays now, then there's no point in playing him like these many minutes.
Yeah.
Like I said, trade for Brook Lopez, bro. We talked about it before the chat came. Trade Brook Lopez. I'd rather have him as a defensive stalwart and help allow to teach and mentor some of these younger guys how to play better defense, shuffle your feet, shuffle your hips, no spacing in the paint, because I don't know what Cantor's teaching anybody.
Yeah. Let's take a second. Let's hear what Fizdale has to say about the third quarter and what he's seen in the third quarter versus the Phoenix Suns. So let's check this out real quick. This is David Fizdale.
66 points in the first half, but the third quarter y'all scored 41-17. What you see in that quarter?
We fall into the same thing. One quarter, we have a deflated quarter where we don't do the same things that we do for the other three quarters, and it always comes back to bite us. So it's just something we gotta continue to try to figure out as a group and keep working at it where we can sustain effort for 48 minutes.
Coach, with some of your more athletic players out, how difficult was it for you to match up with their second unit athletically?
Yeah, I mean, they are fast. All those guys can jump, dribble, pass, shoot. We're definitely depleted, but I don't want to make that an excuse for the game. You know, obviously we played a great first half. We just couldn't duplicate that. So injuries are a part of it. I don't necessarily want to put it on that. The guys that played are good enough to play to help us win.
Just as a competitor, is that frustrating to see that third quarter? I know you guys are young.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. And, you know, I'm the one that's sitting up there trying to stop the bleeding, you know, with timeouts and things like that. But, you know, I got to keep it in mind. This is our painful path to growth, you know. And for me, I just have to look at it from the perspective of how do I make us better and not get too caught up emotionally and what's going wrong, and more about how do I fix it.
Hey, Coach, I wanted to ask about Frank Ntilikina specifically. He had a nice stretch there in the first half and then struggled a bit in the second half with his shot. I was curious what you see from him and maybe just what specifically kind of varies for him quarter to quarter.
Well, I just think the big thing for me is getting Frank to sustain his confidence throughout. And, you know, for all of his minutes out there, and don't let anything bother him if anything goes wrong. And, you know, I've been happy with his minutes. Since he's come back into the rotation, he's played really solid minutes for us.
Coach, obviously Booker's a great offensive player, but what will you tell the guys about sending him to the line 15 times?
Well, we didn't show much discipline, you know, especially on a lot of his jump shots. You know, we try to teach guys not to foul jump shooters. But he also has a very good knack for how to draw fouls as well. You know, and so, but that'll be good film work for us. Again, trying to show our guys where we don't want to be bailing out guys or leaving our feet for shot fakes, things like that. So we'll definitely clean that up.
Do you know anything about Hardaway's sore heel?
Yeah, he just came in today, last night we knew after the game that it was bothering him, and then today we said let's reevaluate, and it was like tender to the touch. So we just thought it'd be better to rest it on the back-to-back. I think so. We'll see. I'm sure I'll get a report here, but I think so.
How do you break down the third quarter? I mean, it was kind of stuff fell apart.
Damn, Barman, I don't know. You got any suggestions on the breakdown? I got to get into the film though on that. It was, the water was coming through the dam through so many holes. I can't tell you right now. I gotta get into the film and really see where we went wrong, where we broke down. I know definitely we didn't show a lot of mental toughness during that run. So that's one thing I'm a hammer on them right away. But I'll get into the film and figure it out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go right there. Tell me. I mean, I guess, from everything that we've heard, sounds like he's not sure either, right? He's not sure either about, what went on in that third quarter. And yeah, and I get it. You gotta be able to, you gotta have your chance to check out the, just really break it down, because when you're in the heat of the moment, you're not really going to be able to see exactly everything that happened. Anything in there that you guys heard that, anything in there that you want to talk about?
I stupidly left it off, so I see him talking, but I left it on mute by mistake. So
no, okay. Prince, how about you? Anything here that you want to talk about?
No, man. No, it just had me laughing like you was when he said, "Damn, Mark, you think you can tell me?"
Right.
That is not a good response.
That was hilarious, man. So I think, like you said, I think Fizz is in the same boat as us. He like, man, I've given these kids the answers to the test. Like I gave them a study table, I gave them a syllabus, like everything to go out there and pass this test, and they just threw it all out the window. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, but I agree with him. He just, at this point, he doesn't know. When you're in the midst of a game, when you're in the midst of a game, you don't really. It's hard to see everything and to know exactly what went wrong when you're in the midst of it. You really do have to break it down.
Can you hear me, Grandma?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Yeah, you really do got to break it down.
Yeah, I think
be able to take your time and break it down.
They missed a real defensive anchor, So I mean, the Rolo thing would be cool, but I just
Robin Lopez. I'm telling you, bro.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, bro.
I feel you. No, I understand where you're coming from a strategy standpoint. It's like I said, we missing Porzingis back there. Just not even for his scoring, just his defense. Mitch Robinson.
Listen to what he just said.
Robinson would be good.
But listen to what he just said. He's sitting here saying, I don't know. And I don't like the answer, because you got to realize, look, these kids are young. You're talking about a whole bunch of, I'm going to say, they're not really veterans. They're like guys who never really got good coaching. You know what I mean? So take it like this. Like I said, you need guys, floor generals. You need these veteran guys to kind of come in and teach them how to play the roles, how to play pick and roll defense. No one to curl around, no one to make the certain passes. And I think once the trade deadline comes, you start to see some of these guys ain't be here. Cornelius not going to be here. Berger's probably not going to be here. So like I said, you got to get some veteran point guards, some guys who have been in the game for a little bit on both sides. I thought Quinn was great. I still think Rolo would be great for this team, but, probably hard to get him since Cantor is on a 1 year as well, too. So there's no benefit. But maybe just less money, but you have to match anyway. But this team, it's like, Fizzo can't be the only guy out there because he's a coach. He's just talking to these guys. He needs players to come in and kind of teach them, to kind of bring them along, that speak to his philosophy and his mindset. That's going to make his job a lot easier, bro. Look at Golden State Warriors, right? People got on, everyone talks about Durant and all these guys. That team, they also had floor generals. They had Iguodala. They had Shaw Livingston that came in and helped implement the system, come in off the bench and did what they're supposed to do. And that's what the Knicks need to see. Hazonia could use that. Hazonia gets into the game. He acts crazy a lot of times. He just butches up threes. And so these guys need guidance, man. So, yeah. I don't know. I can't harp on them too much, but Fizzo has to make some transactions to kind of get guys to speak to his mentality on the floor, man.
Yeah. Hey, let me get to a couple of phone calls. But I agree with you. We need guidance, and I think what we're missing as far as that guidance is concerned on the floor is not having a veteran point guard. That's just my opinion. Not somebody that's going to come out and take minutes away from everyone. But I'm going to say it again, and I know, people hate on me for saying it. That's cool. I'm with it. That's why I really did want Jarrett Jack to be back, because I thought that he would have been a great teacher of guys, to teach these guys, help these guys, just be a leader out there. He didn't have to play 15 minutes. He had to play 10 minutes, but just be a leader to help put these guys and get these guys together, so that we win games. But if you're talking about developing players, you do a better job developing, in my opinion, when you're able to, you're going to take some blowout losses, but when you're able to, you have someone who can settle you down so that you can, someone who can help stabilize a game, win or lose. Someone who can help stabilize the game, and it teaches young guys how to help stabilize the game, gets people back in control. You know what I'm saying? Takes Fizdale's message and puts it in use. It puts it into play on the floor. You know what I'm saying? Because if guys like Mudiay, Ntilikina, those guys, they may not know how to take his message and put it on the floor, because they don't have that same kind of experience. Someone like Jarrett Jack, would have been able to, put it on the floor, help relate to the guys, some things like that. Say what you want. I can take, you can throw darts at me. That's all good. I could take it. I can dip them, dodge them. I could take some too. Right. But, that's how I feel. Caller, you on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yo, what's good, son?
I'm chilling, man. What's up?
Hey, man. I was originally gonna call up to debate. I hear my echo in the background. Hold on. All right, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, that's much better, man. Yeah, I was originally gonna call up to have this whole debate about Frank and Mudiay, but it's no need to at this point, man. It really isn't. But one thing I want to ask you, as a person who does support Frank, and you're not a disingenuous person, I can see that. Like, you have eyes, you're not biased to, your support of Frank.
Uh-huh.
When you talk about potential, a lot of people talk about high ceiling potential. What do you think of?
What do I?
An NBA point guard.
What do I think of concerning an NBA point guard, and what high potential is? I think it all has to do with what it is how you want to play. You know what I'm saying?
How you want to play, right?
How you want, the style of ball that you want to play. Because someone like Phil Jackson, who wanted to play the triangle, figured that he had a lot of potential with Frank in his style of play. Someone like Fizdale, and I've been on record saying it, and I'm not going to back down from it. I do think that Frank is going to be a good player in the NBA. I don't know if it's going to be with the Knicks, because Fizdale wants to play a different style of ball, and I'm just not sure Frank is going to be suited for that ball. He can have for that style of game. He can have. I think he'll have some games here and there like he has. I don't know if he's going to be able to do and play like that consistently, because I don't feel like he's wired that way. You know what I mean? So I think he's going to have success someplace else.
He's going to. All right, so let's just say if he do have success someplace else, how do you determine whether or not he's successful? Like, what stats would you need to see?
I don't need to see, I don't need to see him being like averaging 18, 19, 20 points a game. You know what I'm saying? I don't.
Of course not.
If you're talking about someone who is truly a point guard, in my definition of a point guard, my determination of success is can he be someone who runs a team, who can actually, who can score when it's necessary, play defense, knock down open shots when they're given to him, on a consistent basis at a good clip, and then, be that floor general leader on the floor. That would
okay.
be, for me, that would be successful for him.
All right. So let me ask you this about Frank Ntilikina. And I asked you this before, and I believe you said Ron Harper, if I'm not mistaken. again, at his apex, where do you see Frank Ntilikina?
Chauncey Billups.
Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, like a Chauncey Billups guy. Someone like that. At his apex. That's why I think he can get to. I don't see him being, an all-star, an every year all-star type of guy. He may not even make an all-star team. I don't know. But Chauncey Billups was the kind of guy that, he was a tough-nosed leader. Obviously, he won championship with the Detroit Pistons. He's a tough-nosed leader, could play defense. I think, because the Pistons were really good, he made the All-Star team, but he wasn't going to be, Chauncey Billups wasn't a yearly, a guy that made the All-Star team every year. He made it because he was, because their team was so good. Their team was good, not just because he was so great. But he was still a great point guard in the NBA because he was able, just because of his leadership skills, and he could facilitate a team, things like that. That's what I see Frank being.
Okay.
In the long run.
One last question.
Yeah.
Well, it's two more, and I'm going to let you go, man. I know you got more callers.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Ntilikina, we talk about his physical tools. Is he athletic? Does he have any speed?
He has some speed. He's not like who you want to say, Kemba Walker or Kyrie with that blow away type of speed. But we've seen times where he's been able to turn on the jets every once in a while. I don't think he's learned.
Crazy?
Huh?
You know what's crazy? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
And the reason why I'm bringing this point up is because, I know the argument is a point guard doesn't have to be athletic to be a point guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just named Kyrie Irving. I don't think Kyrie Irving is athletic. I just think he has the handles to get to any spot he want to get to on the floor.
No, he's not super athletic. He's not super athletic, but he'll blow by you
with his handles.
But he can burst. Like he can burst. He's not John Wall fast. He's not John Wall fast, but he has trickery. But Kyrie, you get in front of Kyrie, he can still go by you.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I believe that. See, I'm comparing Kyrie, and this is the thing about Frank Ntilikina, and this is what's troubling about him for me personally. Frank Ntilikina, he doesn't have to be athletic to be successful, but at some point you have to run. You as a point guard, you have to get to you want to get to. And I feel as though, do you think he can develop some type of handles in the near future, considering his speed?
Yeah. I mean, my thing is,
you want to get to on the floor.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, people judge him too fast, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like people judge him too fast. You know what I'm saying? He's 100 some odd games into his whole career. We are so much fans, have seen so many players, and I get it. You get a lot of players coming to the league. You're going to look at Donovan Mitchell when the Knicks could have had Donovan Mitchell, Dennis Smith Jr. The Knicks could have had Dennis Smith Jr. Right, and see that these guys came in and they did this and they did that, right. But there's players in the league that it takes a little bit longer, and it's just the way that that's just the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? You could have had. Let's put it like this: if it was back in the day, guys would be staying in college until they're juniors, right? And that's when, right? Guys would be playing in college until they're juniors, and sometimes you had juniors that they didn't come in as freshmen and take over. They didn't become a star until they were a junior. Then all of a sudden they were stars. There's still guys like that in college. Then all of a sudden they're stars, right? You got some guys who come in as a freshman and they're a star and they plateau right there, right? People are waiting for this guy to get better. They never get better. Everyone has their different path to development. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. And like I see B-Baller for real says, Sim, nobody wants to wait 4 years to see where a player is. But that's why I think we mess up. That's why I think we mess up.
Can I cut you off there?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. It's not about us waiting 4 years for Frank Ntilikina to develop. See, all these questions is leading up to a point. My point is.
Well, I was commenting on somebody else in the chat.
Yeah, I know, B-Baller. Like, but my thing is, what is there to develop with Frank besides his length, which is what he uses defense for? Like, that's his defense, his length. It's not his athleticism. It's his length more than anything. He has a 7'1" wingspan. He better be good on defense. But other than that, with no type of athleticism, with no handles, without that go-get-it attitude, what else can we develop on him? What is there to develop with Frank?
What do you mean?
And let me flip the switch on that. With Mudiay, you said it yourself. Mudiay has more raw talent than both Frank Ntilikina and Trey Book. But at that time, even you was sketchy on Mudiay because he didn't put it all together.
Right.
See, Mudiay was underachieving when he was struggling. Frank Ntilikina is playing up to expectations.
Is he? We don't know.
He is.
We don't know if he's playing up to expectations. You see, you gotta understand. You gotta understand these two. First of all, Mudiay, clearly he was on the bench when he was in Denver. He wasn't doing anything. He's 22 years old now, right? He's had a few years in the NBA. Who was better
as a rookie, Mudiay or Frank?
Does it matter? Does it matter?
It does.
Why?
It does.
Why?
It does because my point is, even through Mudiay's struggles, Fizdale, Scott Perry, obviously they see he has something to work on.
Fine.
Frank Ntilikina, at the very least, all he has is his defense. And don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying his defense. I'm not saying that's what we don't need because as a fellow Knicks fan, I feel like I've been starving for that as well. But I'm starving for a point guard who can play defense. But if that's all you can bring to the table, there's plenty of guys in the league.
So you're gonna tell me the a few games ago, right? Now you gotta remember it's his second year in the league. Just because he didn't come right into the league and score, neither did Kyle Lowry. He didn't come into the league as a rookie scoring 13, 14 points a game.
Right.
Right,
he got to force himself into that spot.
Right, so just because he didn't come into the league like Mudiay did, scoring 13, 14 points a game, you're gonna tell me a couple games where you seen him score 17 or 18 points. You didn't say, okay, if he can learn how to do this on a regular basis, he can be effective. So if you can see that,
argument is not a go ahead.
So if you can see that he can do it, if you can see that he can do it here and there, then maybe you could say, okay, maybe this is something that we can develop and that we can develop with him, right? So you said, what else does he have to develop? Okay, sometimes you have to look at people. They have things and they don't know how to activate those things, right? So you can see somebody has speed every once in a while, but they don't know how or when to activate it. Right. And that's actually a thing. Like you learn how to activate it. You learn how to use it and when to use it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he doesn't know how to do that yet. The mentality thing goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Just flipping that mentality. With Mudiay, it wasn't a mentality thing with Mudiay. With Mudiay, it was more just being in shape and being ready to play. And then, of course, learning the game of basketball because he hadn't had a lot of coaching. You know what I'm saying?
He hasn't. I said that last show. He didn't have a lot of coaching.
He hadn't had a lot of coaching. But this is where I don't think people really truly understand what development is. And you want to know the reason why I kind of understand, and I really learned it this year. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm pretty sure if you listen to the show, you hear me talk about my daughter a lot, right?
Yeah, I do.
My daughter, as a freshman, she played like she was in the 5th grade. She couldn't catch a ball, right? She couldn't shoot a ball. She pushed the ball. She didn't shoot the ball. She pushed the ball, right? She had no clue where to be on defense. She had no clue with none of these things, but she had the physical tools. She's long. She's lanky. She's athletic, right? Not athletic. And she doesn't have the greatest speed in the world, right? So... Yeah. As an 8th grader going in to be a freshman, she had no clue how to play basketball. You know what I'm saying? No clue at all how to play basketball. She's a junior now, right? And Her handle is a whole lot better. I mean, she had 23 points and 13 rebounds in her high school game the other day, right?
Right.
All from development. You know what I'm saying? She had tools. You needed the work. I mean, the work, you had to put the work in. And it doesn't happen over time. Because there's a physical and there's a mental aspect to development. You know what I mean? That being said, though, I don't think that he's going to be here when he becomes a good player. I don't.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I think at best, me personally, because like your argument is the fact that just because Frank don't score points, that doesn't mean he's going to be a good player in the league. And my argument is, I agree with you on that, but it's not about just points. It's about pace. It's about pushing that tempo. And in this day and age in the NBA, it's like you can't, as a point guard, you can't get anywhere if you're responsible for pushing that tempo. And by the time you initiate, or as you know, the Frank supporters would say, and I'm not bagging on y'all. Y'all would say set the table.
No, go ahead.
Which to me is basically, initiating an offense that the coach drew up. He does it so slow that his offense, and I'm excluding like the 2 games where he scored 17, 18. Like that's cool and all, but I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at how fast are you initiating the offense? How much pressure as a point guard are you putting on the other team to give your fellow teammates or to like easy positions to score? Like how much pressure is Frank putting on?
But see that's what I'm saying. But that's something that you can learn to do because he has the physical ability to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can learn to do. I'm gonna let you go. All right.
All right. No problem.
All right. I appreciate the call.
Have a good one, man.
All right. Appreciate the call, man. Thank you for calling in. Good conversation.
You too,
good conversation. All right. Peace. And I did see somebody in the chat. This is the last thing I'm gonna say about with the whole Frank thing is someone said he's had 2 years overseas to the Public Enemy said 2 years overseas to develop. Right. Playing a certain style of basketball. And that has to come in because you had 2 years overseas to play a certain style of basketball. And now you come and they want you to play another style of basketball. So you've got to learn it. I mean, come on. So if you're being developed to play one way and then they're asking you to play another way, you've got to learn and you've got to change your mindset. You may have to change some of your skill work. You've got to learn how to play that way. Bottom line. But I'll say it again, right? I do think that Frank is going to be a good player in the NBA. I'm not sure it's going to be with the Knicks, bottom line. Because the Knicks want to play a certain style of basketball that he just may not be suited to. But I'm going to move on from Frank because we have some other business to talk about. All right. Let's just recap. Let's do a quick recap of the, look at the box scores of the game. And, how we stacked up against the Phoenix Suns tonight. I'm pretty sure a lot of people is not going to be happy with what we've seen from tonight. I'm not. Knicks lost by 18 to the Phoenix Suns. I believe the Phoenix Suns, worst record in the league. And now, we are closer. Well, the Suns. But listen, let's be honest. The Suns came in on a 2-game winning streak. Right? The Suns are now 7-24. The Knicks, we are now 9-23. So we're closer on record. All right. And for the tanks to wanksters, pretty sure you're happy about that. That's cool. I feel you. I'll let you rock with it. You know what I'm saying? Tonight, you see the first half, man. The Knicks scored 32 points in the first quarter, 34 points in the second quarter. Then that third quarter just smacked us in the face. Fourth quarter, we lost 28-27. All right, try to make a push. Just wasn't going to happen. From that third quarter alone, man, 23-point lead. Well, we lost the third quarter by 24 points. The Knicks' biggest lead was 9, which obviously we couldn't, we couldn't hold. We won the rebounding battle, 50-44. At least we won something. We had, at half, I think we had 11 or 12 assists at half. 11 assists at halftime. We ended the game with only 15 assists. After having 11 assists at halftime, only 15 assists. The Phoenix Suns had 27 assists. 8 steals for the Phoenix Suns, 5 for the Knicks, 1 block for the Knicks, 5 for the Phoenix Suns. The Knicks had 11 turnovers to 7 turnovers to the Phoenix Suns. The Knicks shot 40.4% from the field. The Suns were 52.2%. They were 33.3% from the three-point line. The Knicks were 25.7% from the three-point line. We went to the line. The Knicks went to the line 29 times. 29 times. And, hit 21 for 72%. And the Phoenix Suns hit 85% of their free throws. They went to the line 27 times and made 23 of them. Taking a look at the box score. The Phoenix Suns, Mikal Bridges, one of the guys the Knicks look to consider drafting, had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. TJ Warren killed the Knicks tonight. 26 points, 5. Well, I guess not killed the Knicks, but he had 26 points and 5 rebounds. DeAndre Ayton, 21 points, 13 rebounds. Devin Booker, 38 points tonight, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. DeAnthony Melton, 3 points, 2 assists. Rashawn Holmes, 13 points, 4 rebounds. Josh Jackson, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Jawan Evans only played 2 minutes. Jamal Crawford, 26 minutes, had 6 points, 2 rebounds, I believe a career high, 14 assists. Nobody else really did too much of anything else for the Phoenix Suns. For the New York Knicks, Kevin Knox, 17 points. I believe he had 13 in the first half, 5 rebounds. Noah Vonleh, 3 points, 7 rebounds. And Enes Kanter, 13 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Courtney Lee, starting for Tim Hardaway Jr. tonight, had 12 points, 4 rebounds. Emmanuel Mudiay, again, another big night, had 32 points, 12 rebounds. 32 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, only 2 turnovers. Emmanuel Mudiay is doing his thing, man. He's really making a clean for that point guard spot. Lance Thomas, 19 minutes, no points, had 5 rebounds, 1 turnover. Frank Ntilikina, 28 minutes, 9 points, 3 for 11 from the field, 3 rebounds, 1 assist. Trey Burke, 4 points, played 23 minutes, had 4 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Luke Cornett tonight, played 13 minutes, had 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. And Mario Hezonja had a decent game. I don't know how much it was worth, but he had a decent game. 14 points, 6 for 11 from the field, 1 for 3 from 3. Had 5 rebounds, no assists. He had a decent game. One of his best games as a Knick. All right, that's the box score from tonight. That's what the game looked like tonight. Again, the Knicks lost 128-110 to the Phoenix Suns. Let's get back to the video chat. I'm sure some of these guys, they heard what that caller said, and that was a great conversation. So I don't want, caller, I don't want you to think, I took you off. It was a great conversation. So thank you for the conversation. I welcome it again anytime. Guillermo, I'm not sure if I ever got a chance to get to you. Guillermo.
It's good, man.
Your take
game, man.
On this third quarter, on what's going on. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about that third quarter no more, man.
It's tough, Sim. It's tough.
I don't even want to talk about that third quarter more. Let's talk about these injuries that we have. We got a lot of injuries, right? And I know when we were talking earlier, one of the things you said is, with so many injuries that we had, you kind of giving them a pass because we have so many injuries this game.
Yeah. Look, Trier's out. Dotson's out. As much as I don't care for him, Tim Hardaway's out. Mitchell Robinson is out. I mean, and you have guys who just coming back from injuries, so it's tough to really get on them. We don't have the bodies, so I can't really get mad. I just hope that some of these guys, because I thought this would have been a perfect game for a guy like Dotson to really showcase, come around curls, play good defense, like, you know, a guy to kind of moderate us. Like when we were in those little runs, you know, when we were down by 13 and down by 11, whatever, you know, I could see Dotson coming in, him and Frank getting a few steals and Dotson hitting 2 threes, you know, to kind of bring us back, you know, things like that. I like to see the young kids come in and show some value in these type of games. But it's tough. It's tough, man. And that's why I didn't like, you know, Fizdale saying, you know, you told me. It's like, Fizz, you know, like, chill out, bro. Like, you have a very young team. Guys are hurt. Not to say I give you excuses, but just don't. Because when you say things like that, it's kind of like, if I was on a team, you could kind of get someone mad and be like, damn, you know, all that stuff. He's just, you know, kind of faking it for the media. He don't really believe in us. You know, I don't think it's that deep. But, you know, you don't say things like that. You kind of keep it in. You keep perspective. You give these guys confidence. You don't want to give them fake confidence to kind of inflate them, and then you say stuff like that to media so you can look good and get some quotables. Just kind of moderate it. Because you know New York media, if this was Indiana, no one would care about this. Tomorrow morning, Dan Isola is going to be like, oh, yeah, Fizdale said this about the kids and, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know, I just don't, you know, keep things in moderation. So, I mean, it is what it is. Guys are injured. Hopefully they come back soon. Mitch, I hope his ankle's fine because the ankle thing could be tricky. But other than that, it's like, you know, got to take your lumps. This is a tough game. But like I said, the Knicks are weird. They'll be the type of team, they lose this type of game, and then we're going to play the Bucks or some tough team in the near future, and we're going to have a close game, fourth quarter, something like that. So, I don't know. I can't call it something.
You don't think that maybe Fizdale just doesn't know yet because he hasn't looked at the film?
Oh, no, yeah. He may not know. And that's why I said just reserve judgment. Just say, hey, I got to go back and look at the film. Don't give the New York media, even if I understand where Fizz is coming from, I don't think he's really trying to come to players. But you know New York media is like they're like loving hip-hop. They're gossipy. They like, you know what I mean? Like they're annoying. They like to make up little quotes, and now you're going to hear some unnamed source. You know what I mean? So, yes, he has to watch the third quarter, but let's be honest, he knows what the problem is. Mm-hmm. He knows what the problem is, and it's cancer on defense. He's not going to say it, but hey, he has to start taking minutes away from him. And you know what I do, Sim, just to teach Cannon a lesson? I make Cannon only every time he messes up on a pick and roll execution in regards to defense, I'll take him out and I'll put what's the name in big man Cornette, and I'll give Cornette 30-some minutes. And I'll say, hey, Kansas, if you want to prove to me that you deserve minutes, because look, you're probably not going to be here next year. You're going to probably be traded. If you want to look good, you better start playing better pick and roll defense. So I'm going to give more minutes to the young guys who are more hungrier and actually try on the pick and roll defense. Look what Cornette did against the Hornets, Sim. What's the name? The boy, Kemba Walker, I don't say he's neutralized, but he was effectively neutralized down the line because Cornette knew how to play him. In that zone, he played well in the zone. Cantor's letting guys slip behind him. And that's what's giving Fizdale the headaches, man. Come on, bro. He knows what the problem is. He just has to be, like you said, Sim, you said there's certain times when a coach has to get in these players' butts and chew them out. And he needs to chew out a guy like Cantor. Cantor's how many years he's been in the league, and he literally, he can't play pick and roll defense. It's unacceptable, Sim.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. And going down the list of guys that we have injured, you know, we got Tim Hardaway. Obviously, you know, it was a heel injury, Mitchell. So, you know, maybe he'll be back. Damian Dotson, Chris Porzingis, we know, you know, can't even really count KP in this. Mitchell Robinson, Alonzo Trier. You know, and at this point, we don't really have a timetable when any of these guys are going to be coming back, except for probably Tim Hardaway. He'll be back, should be back versus the Philadelphia 76ers on Wednesday. I know one thing when Ernesto was in the chat, you know, he kind of said, you know, a lot of guys were playing because of so many injuries. A lot of guys were playing in lineups that they were unfamiliar with. Yeah, and in some ways, yeah. But I don't think even you know, you should know what you're doing, whatever it is you're doing, enough so that you don't get smacked by 41 points in the third quarter. You know, you should know that enough. To me, that's kind of inexplicable. You know what I mean? To give up 41 points in the third quarter and to only score 17 is inexplicable. I'm going to go back. Fizdale, you're not the only one. I'm going to go back and look at that third quarter too and try to see exactly what was happening and what was going on in that third quarter. You know what I mean? And I know I seen someone in the chat say it's not that serious. It is serious to me, and I'm sure it's serious to Fizdale because it's going to be part of the development of the team. You want to know, what did you do in that third quarter so we don't do it again? You know what I'm saying? Let me ask you this, Gormo, and I'm gonna come around to the chat. Do you think Fizdale's too soft on the players? Do you think he gets in them enough? Is he too soft on the players? Do we need, like we were talking, you know, we said Enes Kanter, you know, made whatever comments in the media when he wasn't playing. I don't know. Do you think? Do you think he's too soft? Do you think he's too friendly? Do you think
I think he's soft on certain players, Tim. And look, there are two type of players that the extremes of coachings, right? There are players who they need the kicking in the butt, right? Because they're so talented, but they think they're the ish, and so they never had discipline. Like how DeMarcus Cousins was when he was with the Kings. He had that one coach who tore into him, and he played his best season until he got injured. And there's certain players who need confidence. And I think we are a team that we have so many players that need confidence. Look what happened with Mudiay, right? Mudiay was a guy who was unsure of himself. His shot just had that weird hitch. It still does, but he wasn't making it. He was scared to go to the basket. And, you know, Fizz kind of like gave him that fatherly, I'm just making this up, but positive reinforcement, I'm pretty sure. The thing about it is that I think with certain players like the Kansas and Tim Hardaways, Fizz is too soft on them. And I think that he's doing it because he wants to trade them. So he wants to play them as much as possible. So that's why I'm taking it. So overall, I don't think he's too soft. I think he's playing it because that's the philosophy. But if it's not the philosophy, then yeah, he is too soft on some of these guys, man. So, but other than that, if he's trying to trade some of these guys for assets in the future, then I think he's doing it purposely. So I don't think he's too soft. But
okay,
yeah.
All right.
What do I know?
I know. And I asked the question because I forgot who it was in the video chat a few months back, and they were concerned about Fizdale, you know, going to the Boston game and you know, like becoming, and he wasn't the only one. There's a couple other people that were just concerned that maybe he was becoming too close, too friendly with them, and then it'd be hard to discipline them later. You know, we'll see. I mean, obviously Tim Hardaway doesn't get lit into like we would like him to, and I don't think Kanter does either. And I don't know if it's because, you know, they're young vets and they're not kids, or what. You know what I mean? But Kanter needs to get lit into as well. I mean, he went to the bench. Right, but then he went to the bench and he was still playing when he went to the bench. It wasn't like he wasn't playing. He went to the bench and he was still getting 30 points a game. 30 minutes a game. You know, between 25 and 30 minutes a game, I'll say that. Still getting it, so it wasn't like he wasn't playing. You know, we still need to, what's that? I agree with you. You know, sit him down. Don't play him. Even if it means whatever it means. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, let him know, like, hey, if you're not gonna, you know, listen, we put the 2-3 zone in to help Kanter, and he can't even rotate right in the 2-3 zone on the defensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? Does he help us out rebounding? Of course he does. You know what I'm saying? Of course he does. And, you know, how do you end defense with a rebound? If you don't end defense with a rebound, then you didn't end the defense. And he gets a lot of rebounds, but he also messes up a lot of rotations that causes and leads to open shots. So something's got to be done there.
He should have done it after that Twitter thing or whatever Kanter did. He should have made an example out of him way before. Yeah. Hey, I'm a nice guy, but when you do something to kind of expose a team and kind of bring that disorder because you want minutes, for whatever selfish reasons, nah, we're not playing that game. He should have done that then. He didn't have to scream at him. Just give him a bunch of DMPs to start the season and be like, if we're losing by 20, we're losing games because we don't have his rebounding or scoring, whatever. Then you say, hey, look what you did to the team. This is all on you. Because you want to have Twitter fingers instead of focusing on the game. Focus on your your terrible defense. Yeah. So you should do that instance.
Yeah. And I think I seen someone in the chat said, Sam, I think players Fizz is tough on are the ones that are going to stay with the Knicks. I mean, I get that. Yeah, right. And you might be true. You might be right about that. But I think he should be like that with everyone. You know what I'm saying? If he's not, I'm not saying he's not. I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying he's not. But, if he does have players that he's not really tough with, then that's a problem because, that means that that tells other players that you're making favorites, right? You're having favorites out there. You should be, if you're going to be one way, you should be one way with everyone. If you're going to be, if you're going to hold standards, you got to hold everybody to those standards. You may have different ways of disciplining people because everyone is a little bit different. You got to discipline them a little bit different, but everyone should be held to the same standard. Davon, I see you had something to say.
Oh yeah. I was just showing, it was a post. It's, Devin Booker on Twitter. He says, pick and roll at 00 every time. Come on.
See that?
Come on.
See that? That's tough, man.
Come on.
Jeez, let me see if I can pull that up. See, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's embarrassing, man.
That's bad. I know it's people who can't guard.
Say that again.
I mean, you can't, some people can't play defense or do bad at defense or this and that, and they can't do this or they're not great at that. But for somebody to tweet that and put that out on the public to show everybody, that's disrespectful. That just shows how terrible your pick and roll defense is. Right. You know what I mean? That's just a blatant stay of just showing, that's even different. That's even different than saying like, oh, he can't guard me. That's even different than that because, offense and defense, sometimes, the offense player going to make a good shot on a good defense. But just saying his IQ, that's just basically going at his IQ and just his whole mental get down on defense. Like he just can't do it.
Yeah. And you're the laughing stock of the league. You know what I'm saying? You're the laughing stock of the league because you can't play defense. Because you can't guard the screen and roll.
Just the screen and roll. That's just, it's like some players can't, like I said, you can't guard everybody, but damn, like,
I'm gonna pull that tweet up real quick. I'm about to get it up here real quick.
It's Sports Center. All right, Devin Booker tweeted,
yeah. And it looked like he tweeted it in response to something that
Cantor last year told him to hold that L. Yeah. That was last year.
Cantor, man, and his.
I need at least 5 blocks or something from Cantor then.
Yeah, if you're gonna be on social media, man, talking all this garbage, I need
five blocks and 4 hard fouls. Easy.
Right. Do something, man. Do something. I mean,
I'm just not even like block shots, but just hands up, like good, good defense. Like I need something. Like you can't let nobody come at you like that, especially you being Cantor and being the social media person that you are. Same thing like Joel Embiid. He goes hard on Drummond all the time, and every time he torches him. Like every time, like he torches him every time. Like it doesn't matter. So like if you're gonna be in this, all on the internet and everything like that, you gotta at least be able to back it up. And somebody saying you can't play pick and roll defense, you got to go out there and do something. Something's got to change.
Right. And here we go. This is it right here. I just put it up on the screen. Devin Booker talk about an S Cantor pick and roll at 00 every time, and of course that's in response to, what Cantor said last year. But this was just about an hour ago from Devin Booker, and he's a laughing stock, man. He should take offense to that. I'd take offense to it and want to make some changes. You know, takes work though. You got to work on it in the off season. You know what I'm saying? You got to work on it in the off season. Not exactly sure. You know, we seen him trying to work on his defense in the off season. He was doing his little footwork, slides, defensive slides, and this and that, and it was slow as molasses. I'm trying to tell you. I seen them defensive slides. I was like, come on, man. What are you doing? Them joints look too slow. It was terrible. Huh?
If he had the same, if Cantor brought the same motor that he brought to rebounding the ball to defense, he would be serviceable.
Yeah.
Just the same effort, just the same, you know, he don't bring, it's not even, he just doesn't try. Like, you know, like, even though, like, you know, you used to say the same thing about Melo, but at least sometimes you can see him trying. Like, Cantor, he gets cooked a lot. Like, he doesn't try at all. Like,
well, you know, Melo was just lazy with it. Like, Melo knew all the rotations.
Right, Melo could do it. Melo could do it. Like, he could do it. We know. Same thing kind of like James Harden. Like, James Harden, when he wants to, he can low-key kind of play defense. But Cantor, he just can't do it at all. Like, he's bad. Like, you know.
Melo knew the rotations. He just didn't want to make the rotation. He wants somebody else to make the rotation. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man.
Well, you know,
exactly.
When Melo wanted to, he could be a very good defender.
Exactly.
When he wanted
he could be serviceable.
You know, we've seen him like play defense. He just didn't want to do it. Cantor, see, Mark says he doesn't try. I disagree. I think he does try. I think he doesn't know what to do. I think that's the issue with Cantor. He doesn't know what to do. I think he does try. He just doesn't know what to do or where to be.
But it doesn't. You know what, Sam? You say that, but he doesn't get the stupid fouls like Mitchell Robinson gets, because like Mitchell Robinson, like, he's trying. Like, at least like, you know, Mitchell Robinson, I see him, you know, out there. He gets stupid fouls because he's trying. Like, he's actually trying to, even if he's doing, you know, the wrong thing, he's still trying. He's trying to play hard. You know what I mean? But Cantor, it's like he's not even in a position to even do the wrong thing. Like, he's not even in the position. Like, let's just say the man rolls to the basket and he gets the ball. He's not even there to even mess up and foul him. Like, you know what I mean? It's just a bucket every time. It's like, he's not even there to put a body on him or nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he understands when and where he's supposed to rotate. He doesn't see it happening before it's going to happen, or understand that it's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like his IQ and his body just don't. Like, he doesn't even know, like, okay, I'm slower, so I need to cheat a little more, or like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he doesn't cheat, so he doesn't understand. Like, okay, maybe I can't move my feet as I think I can. Let me get there before I need to be there. You know what I mean? He doesn't anticipate. Right. He has. It's terrible. His whole IQ, his heart. I don't know. It's just not there to me. I don't mean to bash him, but.
Hey, Prince. What do you think, man? Fizdale, is he tough enough on the guys? Does he need to be tougher? What do you think, man?
You know me, man. Me and Guillermo, we be polar opposites sometimes, man. So, you know, the quote that popped in my head is one that my mom used to always say, that, you know, you got to laugh to stop from crying sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, Prince.
So, you know,
hey, let me stop you right here for a while. I just want to respond to something before I lose it in the chat. Because, you know, like someone said, you know, or talking about Cantor, I believe talking about Cantor, said, you know, he's a veteran, he should know the game. And see, what I think some people need to go ahead, some people need to do a little bit more research, because Cantor also is a guy who didn't get a lot of coaching. Right?
Facts. I was about to say that.
He is a guy that did not get a lot of coaching. I've seen people who, you know, downplay coaching. Cantor's a guy, he was supposed to go to Kentucky. He did not. He did not play in Kentucky because, you know, it was considered that he played professional basketball or whatever it was. He didn't get coached. He didn't get a lot of coaching, right? Not even in Turkey. Didn't get a lot of coaching. He didn't get coaching when he went into college. He basically went into the NBA out of high school. The same thing with Mudiay. The same way we say that Mudiay didn't get coaching, it's the same thing with Cantor. Now, Cantor, I know, is a lot older, but they don't do as much teaching in the NBA as you might think they do. They expect you to know. it's changing now, which is the reason why, the G League is a developmental system for players, because they're noticing, and we've seen the G League become so much more popular over the last 5 years. It's because they're noticing that they know that players are coming in so early, and without the proper development, without the proper fundamentals, that, you've got to teach, right? You've got to teach. You got to show. You got to teach people where to be. You got to help guys to really, really learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you're seeing the G League grow a little bit more, and those things happen. I don't think he's been coached enough to really learn how to play it. And now he's at the age where he's 26 years old, and it's going to be very, very hard to break those old habits. Like, if he really wants to break those old habits, he's really going to need someone to just focus with him for a very long time on breaking some of those habits. It's going to be, it takes a while. It takes a while. Now he's 26. I don't know if he's going to be able to break those habits. But I do believe that it's due to, lack of coaching. And that's a lot. Yeah, maybe he practiced. Eugene Fuller, yes, he did practice some, but you still got to implement it in the game. There's a big difference. You can practice all you want. If you don't implement it and do it in the game and then be able to break it down, because practice speed and game speed are two different things. You can tell a team to go live as much as you want to tell them to go live. The intensity is not going to be the same. I don't give a damn what you do. The intensity is not going to be the same. You're not going to have the same kind of adrenaline, and you're not going to have another team strategizing against you for you to learn how to make certain type of adjustments. So you can practice and you can go over certain rotations, but you don't really learn it until you're in the game. That's when you really start to learn. You prepare, you do all the preparation you can, but when you get in the game and different things start to happen, that's when you got film to look at to say, you should have done this, you should have did that, you should have went here. And then you go on in your practice court and you practice it, because you got that kind of practice time in college. You know what I'm saying? But if you're not playing, you can practice with the team, but if you're not playing on the floor, you don't get a chance to implement what you practiced. It's different. It's very different, because one, he probably was with the first team. And if he was with the first team, that means that he was practicing against the second team, which is not going to be the speed of somebody else's first team. Kentucky's second team may not have the same speed, the same skill, the same IQ as Duke's first team. Right? So now he's in the game. Yeah, he's practicing, but he's practicing with a lower level of player. You know what I mean? So yeah, he might have gone through those practices, but it's still not the same as playing. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? You got to get in the game to implement those skills and then learn from it. You know what I mean? So I'm not making an excuse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying that we've got to recognize that, well, he hasn't been coached. He hasn't been coached, like really coached. You know what I'm saying? And then he went straight to the NBA, and then in the NBA, you get some coaching, but you're not going to get the same level of teaching. Especially, you're just not going to, you don't. Maybe now you might get it a little bit more because the game's changed a little bit. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm just saying what I see. And, when I see someone who doesn't know rotations and stuff like that, when I see someone who doesn't have rotations and those type of things, it tells me they weren't coached, and they missed a lot of coaching. And then maybe some stuff he just doesn't grasp. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? D. Grant said KD never played defense until he came to Golden State. Listen, I can tell you what, KD can do anything he wants to do. I can guarantee you that. KD can do anything he wants to do. Just because maybe he didn't play defense, but that didn't mean he couldn't play defense. That doesn't mean he didn't have the basketball IQ to make the right rotations and all that kind of stuff. I seen somebody else too say, come on, Sim, Melo couldn't play defense. See, I disagree with you. Melo could play defense. He just didn't play defense. There's a big difference between being able to play defense and not wanting to play defense. Melo didn't want to play defense. You know what I'm saying? You see Melo in the back under the basket pointing at everybody else to get to somebody except for himself. You know what I'm saying? Melo wasn't trying to play defense, but he could be a good defender. I've seen him play defense before. And I think we all seen him play defense before, like when he was challenged or if he was mad, he was challenged, he played a little bit of defense. He had a high basketball IQ, or still has a high basketball IQ. As far as, just knowing things that are going to happen. But Melo also has his ego stuff too. You know what I mean? That gets in the way. But Melo could play defense. You know what I mean? He just didn't want to play defense. He was lazy. He was lazy on the defensive side of the floor. And I like Melo. Melo is one of my favorite players. I really do like Carmelo Anthony. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big Carmelo Anthony fan, a huge one. But the dude didn't want to play defense. I used to sit back there looking at him like, dang, man, you pointing. That's your man. You supposed to get him. Melo, what up? What's going on? But yeah, he didn't want to do it. My fault, Prince. Go ahead. My bad.
No, you straight, son, because I'm kind of glad you said that, because I was going to say the same thing, because I was thinking about it when I heard you talking about it. I'm like, dang, as much as we hate on Cantor, he truly has not played in a system of defense, to learn defensive principles, much like you said. He didn't play high school ball. He didn't play for Kentucky. As a matter of fact, he was just a coach. He wasn't even here. I don't even think he practiced with them, but he was just like a player's coach. So, I mean, like you said, Sim, how much true growth are you going to get playing with twos and, getting spell minutes when Coach K, like, hey, man, I need a center. Get in here and guard, Anthony Davis or whatever. So much like you said, that's all facts. What we was talking about Fizz, I think my boy D Grant or somebody else said this in the chat, basically that they respect the fact that Fizz hasn't got filthy with the boys in public. And like I said, this team is young. We know we're dealing with a high class AAU team or whatever you want to call them, because again, a lot of these guys are no older than 22, 23 years old. So most of these guys will be playing another year of college ball. So if Fizz not spazzing on him, I'm not mad at that. Like we said, I pray he is holding them accountable. The only guys that, like you said, that I will, like I said, hold Fizz feet to the fire is Cantor and Tim Hardaway Jr. But maybe it may be a whole different situation for those two guys, because again, they are older vets, and the fact that they probably are going to get traded or be out of here. So if that's the case, I mean, I respect the fact that, again, he's putting all of his marbles in the Fizz kids. And the Fizz kids are Tim Hardaway Jr. and Enes Kanter. I mean, we all knew that coming into this summer. So, I'm not upset. I definitely look forward to Fizz holding these guys accountable. And I'm pretty sure we'll hear something about it. But I think pride is a bigger teacher than anything, Sim. To get booed on your own court, that, what I'm saying? I think that hurt more than Fizz throwing them under the bus in the press conference. I mean, you heard, like you said, Sim, you heard those boos in the crowd over the airways. So, Knox and those players, that stuff hurt, to get booed by your own fans. Yeah. So, I'm sure they're going to go into the locker room and they're going to be like, you know what? I got to figure this out. I really do. I can't come out here and put on a show in front of my fans like this. It's different if you would have, put on a performance like that in Phoenix. But to be in the Garden and we come out flat like that, like it was. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a gut check on that as a player. You know what I'm saying? We do. So.
Yeah, well,
I'm with you, Sim.
We'll see what he's gonna do with Cantor. I know he's probably, Cantor, Fizdale is a player's coach, you know what I'm saying? And he understands the business side of being in the NBA, so I'm sure he wants to get Cantor on the floor so that he can display his skills, so that he can help him get a contract after this season. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you're playing in the NBA, you're not just playing, if you're in a contract year, you're not just playing for the team that you're on. You're showcasing your skills to everyone else. And, which is why we will continue, in my opinion, even after probably the deadline. And if Trey Burke, Courtney Lee, those guys are still on his team, and his Cantor still on his team, you'll probably still hear them playing. See them playing. Because I think Fizz understands it's a business and wants these guys to showcase their skills. You know what I'm saying? And, Cantor will definitely get picked up somewhere. I can guarantee you that. He may come off the bench somewhere. He's a double-double guy, and he's going to get a double-double. And people are going to value him being a double-double. Isaiah, what's popping with you, bro?
What's going on, Sim?
I'm chilling, man. Chilling. Getting into arguments all over the place tonight. You know what I mean?
I've been listening. I watched the game, man, and by God, I'll say one thing. We do not play defense. We have too many bad defenders on this team. It is a joke. And, it's hard for the players that actually give effort to play defense anytime to shine, it was just bad, like really bad on defense. And it's just unexcusable why we played so bad with no effort. And, how are we going to talk about Cantor? We can't keep talking about this. We know what he is. Everybody's been saying it. Steven Adams said it to David Fizzo. These guys are not stupid. They know Cantor can't guard nobody. That's a fact. We're going to deal with it unless Cantor gets traded. And, that's what it is, man. Like tonight, I've seen a lot of bad defense, and it was just no effort. It was just they're not playing, man. It's just you got to be taking granted that Devin Booker's back, so they do play different with Devin Booker. So that's one thing, but it's just the way we're playing right now, man. It's just and
the tough thing with guys like Cantor and some of these other young vets that's on the team is that they're probably all going to play because, like I was just saying, Fizdale understands, their contract situations. Maybe not Courtney Lee because he has another year left on his contract. But guys like Cantor and Trey Burke, they're going to be free agents. And so every time they step on the floor, they're displaying their skills for other teams. And
Burke's not coming back. He's signed with Rock Nation. He's not coming back.
Right, he's not coming.
To get him money.
Right, but that's what I'm saying with David Fizdale. He understands the business side of it, so he's going to let these guys play so that they can display their skill, so they can hopefully get picked up by another team. I think that's the kind of guy that he is. We'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at our schedule. Our schedule coming up.
I'm gonna be in Philly on Wednesday too.
You gonna be in Philly Wednesday? Okay. Are you going to the game?
Yeah, I'm going. Yeah, man. Me and my cousin's a Sixers fan, and I hate them. So we made a bet, and I lost the bet when the Knicks faced the Sixers the first time, and I had to pay for the tickets. But it is what it is. I'm gonna go out to the game, watch the game.
All right. What kind of seats you got?
I've got some good seats, man. I lost the bet, so I had to get a little bit of decent seats. So I got it like near the I ain't get your exclusive seats, man. I ain't know nobody in Philly, man. You got the I don't know who you sleeping with, but you got somebody. You got some good tickets, man.
What are you talking about? I say always. You always on some stuff.
No, but I got some seats near the court, kind of. Got some seats near the court. You gotta go there early, watch some shoot around. Hopefully, I'll get some autographs, talk to some of the players and stuff.
Okay.
See what they had at. I'm gonna get on the court though. You gonna see me on the court? I'm gonna run through the court during the game.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. If we play like this, we gonna get smacked. It's gonna be bad, and we gonna get smacked. You know what I'm saying? And I will not be looking forward to that. You know what I mean? Hopefully, we don't play like this, and we're able to, get back in there and respond.
Gotta stop playing this zone defense. It's looking kind of bad. I know why we're playing zone because we have too many bad defenders. But it's like, dang, man, this zone is. It was cool. It was cool against Charlotte, but it's like, dang.
Yeah, I feel you. Hopefully, you guys can see this. I don't know if you can, but the upcoming schedule. I'll see if I can get one up. I'm gonna get one up a little bit better that you guys can see a little bit better. Who we got coming up in the next few weeks and the next few days, not weeks. The next week or so, it's going to be probably not pretty, ladies and gentlemen. But you know what? The last time that we were playing, we had a schedule that probably we considered wasn't going to be pretty. We ended up doing much better than we thought we were going to do. Much better than we thought we were going to do. This Wednesday, we play the Philadelphia 76ers. In Philadelphia. It's going to be tough. We play the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, that's a team that hopefully we could at least be competitive with. Get us a victory maybe. Tuesday, December 25th. KP is not coming back on Tuesday, December the 25th. We play the Milwaukee Bucks. Then we play the Milwaukee Bucks at home. That is on Christmas Day. Then we play the Milwaukee Bucks again on Thursday in Milwaukee. The following Saturday, we play the Utah Jazz. The following Tuesday, we're in 2019 now, we play the Denver Nuggets. Then we play the Los Angeles Lakers. Then we play the Portland Trailblazers. Then we play the Golden State Warriors. Then we come back, and we play the Indiana Pacers again. Then we play the Philadelphia 76ers again. Then we play the Washington Wizards. We play the Oakland. Then after that it's OKC. Then Houston. Then Brooklyn. Then Miami, Charlotte, Dallas. Let me tell you something. We'll see what happens in Philly. Maybe we beat Atlanta. It's at home. Milwaukee, probably a loss at home. Maybe. They're going to be back for revenge, right? They're going to be back for revenge. Then we play Milwaukee again. Utah, maybe a loss. Probably a loss away. The Denver Nuggets, probably a loss. Los Angeles Lakers, probably a loss. Portland Trailblazers, probably a loss. Golden State Warriors, a loss. And then the Indiana at home and Friday, probably a loss. Philadelphia, probably a loss. The Wizards, I think that's in London. Probably a loss. OKC, probably a loss. Houston, probably a loss. No. I don't know. That's our upcoming schedule over the next month. Maybe we have 1 or 2 wins. I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it out. You guys tell me if this is a win or if this is a loss. All right. And, let me know what you think. I'm going to call it out. You guys tell me if it's a win or a loss. All right. But it's not looking pretty. Okay. All right, Isaiah, you ready? You tell me.
Yeah.
Philadelphia this Thursday, win or loss?
Oh, God, that's a loss.
This Wednesday, I mean, win or loss. You say it's a loss. Atlanta on Friday.
That's a win.
Okay. Milwaukee on Tuesday, on Christmas Day.
Oh, God, Giannis is going to be pissed. That's a loss.
Thursday, Milwaukee. December 27th, Milwaukee.
Loss.
Saturday, December 29th in Utah.
In Utah?
In Utah.
Loss.
Tuesday, January 1st in Denver.
Oh, my. We're going to get murdered. We never play good in Denver. That's going to be probably our biggest loss of the season. We never win in Denver.
Okay. Friday, January 4th in Los Angeles.
You know what? I say we win.
Okay. Monday, January 7th in Portland.
We're going to get blown out. We never win in Portland.
Okay. Tuesday, this is a back-to-back, the second of a back-to-back. Tuesday, January 8th in Golden State.
We're going to lose. It don't matter. It's a back-to-back. We always lose.
Okay. Friday, January 11th at home versus Indiana, the Pacers.
Loss. Sabrina's going to have a perfect game again.
Okay. January 13th versus the Philadelphia 76ers at home.
Loss.
Washington Wizards, 3 o'clock in the afternoon versus London. Versus the Wizards in London.
I'll give us a W.
You're going to give us a W there. So we got 2 W's over the next month. January 21st, Martin Luther King's Day in OKC, at home versus OKC.
Hey, can't wait to see that game with you, man. That's going to be a loss.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it either, but it's probably going to be a loss. Right?
I can't keep doing this to my father, man. Every time I bring my father to the Knicks game, we always lose. My father. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm going to enjoy the game more, my dad. So that's going to be a loss.
Yeah. Wednesday, January 23rd, at home versus Houston.
That's an LOST.
All right. Friday, January 25th, at Brooklyn.
We're going to win. I just hate Brooklyn so much.
Okay.
I hate losing to them.
All right. Sunday, January 27th, versus Miami at home.
Oh, man. I'll do a W.
Okay. I don't think it's a W. I think it's a loss, but all right. I'll take it. Monday, January 28th. That's my birthday, by the way. Monday.
Hey, happy birthday, man. You 16, 18?
I'll be 43 years old, my man. 43.
Ooh,
43. Yeah. Getting up there, man. Half my life is there. I'm at the midpoint.
That's life.
I'm at the midpoint of my life. Monday, January 28th versus Charlotte in Charlotte.
That's a loss.
It's a loss. And then the last game of the month, Wednesday, January 30th at home versus Dallas.
Let's look at Doctor's game. You know what? We're gonna season sweep them.
You think so? Okay. Well, Isaiah gives us 4 wins over the next month. I'm actually giving us possibly 2 wins over the next month. We'll see. But you know what, though? Honestly, we'll probably, surprise a couple of teams in there. We've been doing that throughout the season.
I think the Lakers game is going to be a surprise because sometimes they do that. The way they go sometimes this season.
Yeah. We've been surprising a couple people, every once in a while. D. Grant, you say you're around the age. Yeah, no doubt. Big shout out to you. All my over 40 folks, man. Big shout out to you guys, man. We made it. You know what I'm saying? We made it. And at this point we should be living a nice chill life, cooling. The Knicks don't make it easy to live a nice chill life sometimes though. They make you frustrated. But yeah, big shout out to all my people over 40 years old. Big shout out to everybody, but I'm just saying, just giving a shout out to my people over 40. All right. Let me see where we at, man. Where we at? Schedule, player of the game. My player of the game is Emmanuel Mudiay, hands down. Knicks player of the game is Emmanuel Mudiay, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Mudiay, what was it? 34 points tonight. 32 points tonight, I believe it was. 32 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Emmanuel Mudiay is showing that he's supposed to, he's showing his potential, man. He's showing his potential. Yeah, big shout out to everybody. So goes 45 years young. Essex Royales, 43. B-Baller for real, 43. Rick Ward, 82. 41. D Public Enemy, 44. Who else is that? D Grant, 40. Livingston Mills, 45. Big shout out all my people over 40 years old.
Hey, man, where my 20-year-old at, man? Where my 20-year-old at?
Y'all still got to live a little bit more to get a shout out, man. Come on. Now,
Come on, man.
who's your player of the game? Did you see the game? Who's your player of the game?
I mean, come on now. I mean, the Prince is the happiest dude in the world right now because Mudiay's been playing the absolute best. So,
yeah.
Nah, man. I'm actually, man, real talk, though, it's always been between Frank and Mud. I'm going to be honest with you, Sim. Mud's proving me wrong because at the beginning of the season, I was like, oh, it's got to be Frank or Trey. Yeah. Now I'm looking at it. Mud's been, besides the Prince, everybody didn't believe in Mud. And I'm really proud to see what Mud's doing right now, and I really, really hope he can keep this up.
Yeah.
And I want him to keep going, man, because I was scared he wasn't going to be in the league no more. He's going to be in China. We all knew it, but hey, man, when you push the dog, brother, when you get his back against the wall, man, he's showing up, and but everybody should be proud of Mud, man.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing about Fizz: he's helped him become more confident and play really well. So
yeah,
you know what, Mud's the player of the game. Like I said, I think it should be Mud and Frank in the future. I like that. I like that double point guard combination with those two. And another thing too. I mean, Trey's not gonna be here, so they should just keep Frank at the one. He needs the ball in his hand. I didn't like him as a spot-up shooter today, but they need to get the ball in his hand because he played good with the ball in his hand without Trey being there. So like I said before, Mud, Frank, I'm down for that.
Yeah, okay. And big shout-outs, a couple more people. Fat Cat Porter, 45, Stay Connected, 49. Now, Romeo Dredd puts up there, I graduated school in 1981. Dude, we're not doing math up, man. I'm not trying to figure out how old you are. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad you graduated high school, bro. Danny Denver Mint said turning 41 on December 28th. Happy early birthday to you, my man. And Den's 007 says 37 strong, my brother. And you know what? You just 3 years off the 40 and over crew, so I'll give it to you, man. 37 years old. You seen something. So, big shout out to everybody, man. And, one of these days, Isaiah, when you get on, I'll let you shout out the 20 and over crew.
It's all right, man. We the ones in the club taking all the girls. The 40-year-old woman want us.
You said the
40-year-old woman.
All right, we're rolling down to the end of the show, man. Let me see. I'm gonna get to this chat, find out what they think about the play of the game. Mark's gonna come in with fresh stuff to say, like the show is brand new. We coming down to the end, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna let Mark go off with nothing crazy because we coming down to the end of the show. He gonna come in like it's brand new. You know what I'm saying? Brand new. Brendan the Great, he said, how old is my son? My son is 24 years old. He'll be 25 in March. Yeah, he'll be 25 in March. Mark, go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead. Don't come in with a whole bunch of new stuff, though, Mark.
Listen, I told you I saw it should have been a Cancer game, and look what happened. It's a joke. Like that, like games like that make me mad because we should have won that, and we allowed this team to get up in us like that, and they don't even play good defense like that, and they got them to us like that. So I don't even really care for tonight's game. These people in this chat just pissed me off. They just pissed me off. I'm in a pissed off mood right now. But anyway, my play of the game goes to no one because it was a complete joke. We should have never lost to that team.
Oh, you're right. We should have never lost to them. Ain't no way we supposed to lose.
And look at Devin Booker. My point exactly. The whole league, no, it's to a point. I don't even care to play kid. Sit him on the bench because he hurt our defense, man. He make our defense look bad. I'd rather you play the young guys and let them learn how to play defense because he don't care. It's just not part of his game. I don't want to see him on the floor no more. It's a complete joke. The whole NBA know they make fun of him. I'm sick of him. I'm sick of him. Just like I got sick of Tim Hardaway, I am sick of him. Take him out. Get rid of him. Release him. I don't care. I don't care no more because he hurts our defense and it makes us look bad as a whole team because he can't not understand. Be right there. It's not hard to position yourself in a defensive stance. I'm tired of watching these eyesore.
I mean, you're right. Cancer,
Jesus Christ. He's 27 years old. You cannot tell me a man cannot adjust at that age to a simple defense. It's not hard. It's not mathematics. I've seen teams with worse than defenders, like Jokic. Jokic's not a great defender, but the kid he's at the spot that he needs to be. He's at the spot where he needs to be. That's all he needs to do. And that's the courtesy from the chat because they pissed me off. I wasn't even this mad when I came on.
Take a breath, man. Take a breath. Take a breath, bro. You gotta take a deep breath, man.
When you have teams tweeting you after the game, as a grown man, do you understand the level of mediocrity you are as an NBA player? They don't respect you. They don't respect you. And Devin Booker don't even play defense himself. So for him to come on and say pick and roll, that's a complete joke. And Fizz got to stop playing him. I swear to God. I'd rather go bring up Hicks. Bring back Hicks. Bring back Hicks from the G League. I'd rather take him instead of him. It's a joke. It's a joke, man. Paying him $18 million for what? Just so I put up 15 and 20 rebound. But you hurt us at the same time, so it's empty numbers at the same time. It's a joke.
Every player on the team's numbers are empty numbers for
real. Just like Mudiay 32 seasons. Y'all want to come at me, Jack? Now it's time to come at Mudiay. Empty 32. No type of effect on the game. How about that? The Prince.
Somebody tell Mark to go call the doctor and check his blood pressure, man. Somebody tell him check this kid's blood pressure, man.
That was a good segment.
Yeah,
I had to let that off.
That man wilding out, man.
I had to let that off. Prince pissed me off. That was the courtesy of Prince, man. That was the courtesy of Prince.
All right, let me get
it. It's a joke, though. It's a joke.
All right, man. Ooh, oh, Mark. Nate, what's poppin', man?
What's up, dog? How you doing?
I'm chilling, man. So what's your take on it, bro? What's your take on it?
Man, you want my honest opinion?
Yeah, man. Honest opinion. I want honesty. That's what we doing.
Tonight was probably one of the most embarrassing moments of being a Knicks fan.
Okay.
I mean, you can't lose to the worst team in the NBA. And I can see if it lose by a point or two, I see that happening. But you can't lose. You can't be down by 20 at home to the worst team in the NBA. Like, I mean, it was frustrating, man. It was really frustrating. I stopped watching after the middle of the fourth quarter. I mean, it's just bad. Defense looked terrible. I mean, we're jacking up shots and we're not hitting anything. I mean, we couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if a life depended on it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to continue to be a problem, not being able to hit shots and the defense just being porous, and I mean, I guess all the tankster people out there are happy to see that because that means, the more losses we get, the better chances we are getting a high draft pick. But I'm one of those people, man, that I want wins. I don't want to see losses. I mean, I've seen enough losses last year and the year before. I want to start seeing some wins, man. Yeah. I mean, I want to start seeing some real progression, and this was a really step backwards tonight. I mean, I was really upset with that.
Yeah.
The performance was poor.
And listen, the thing, I'm going to tell you what. Cantor's going to continue to play. Tim Hardaway, Trey Burke, these guys are going to continue to play because Fizz, like I said earlier, he's going to help. Yeah. He wants to try to help these guys to get their contracts. I know it. He said it. He said, I understand. He's got a total line, right? He's got a total line. Right. He knows he's got young guys to play, but he also knows he's got veterans that he wants to give them the chance to display their skills.
Sure.
And
Fizz has made it very clear many of times that he's not about wins. He's about player development. He's about getting the players their money or whatever it is, and that's all fine and dandy. But I tell you what, he better be ready next year because if he gets off to a lackluster start next year,
who is he?
Fizdale.
Oh,
there's going to be some rumblings, man.
Depending on
Nick coaches, man, they're like a revolving door.
Well, depending on what happens in free agency, you know what I'm saying? Because I think they're committed to Fizz and this process. Right, but if we get some players in free agency, then yeah, it's going to be on and popping. But at some point, though, at some point, you got to have, if this year is one of those years that, you're just trying to figure out who's going to stick, who's not going to stick. Although I still feel that, you got to be implementing a foundation. I'm not
sure. Yeah.
I'm hoping that with y'all, I don't know, but you got to be implementing a foundation.
And let me ask you this question. If you're a top tier premier free agent this summer, and this team wins, let's say this team makes, 29 wins again, or maybe even less. I mean, it looks like it might be less. I mean, do you go to that team and try to resurrect that team, or do you go somewhere else where you can actually win and compete?
Well, see, and I'm going to move on and go to some other people, but I'm going to answer that. I think that things are a lot different nowadays as far as free agency is concerned. I think teams will go to a team that has only won 20 games. I really do think they will. I think players are a lot smarter today, and they look at not just the team, right? They look at the players that you have, but they also look at how your front office, what your cap situation is like. They look at all that stuff now. They're a lot smarter, not just your team. So I think, you can have a team like the Knicks that have, we get 20 wins, but someone looks and says, well, KD is coming back. Kevin Knox is something to build on. If they sign me, and let's just say we had a boatload of money and they got money in free agency and they show me the plan to put these players around, then they'd be like, okay, maybe I will. So I think it's a little bit different than it was before, because the players, they're a lot more, they're a lot more savvy as far as, just understanding the salary cap, understanding players and their agents, right? Understanding the salary cap, understanding player development, having a strong front office and all those kind of things. And if players believe that it's there and it's in place, I believe that they will. Right? That's how it happened with Miami, right? With LeBron and D Wade and all them guys going to Miami, because they seen and they looked and they said, you know what? Pat Riley and them guys, they put some things in place. And D Wade was already there. They put some things in place and we think they can handle it. We think they have the culture already. They showed us the plan of how we're going to get more players. You know what I mean? That's the reason why they didn't do it in New York, because they didn't think New York could handle it, because they didn't think that they had the front office in place to handle it. So, yeah, I do think that some players would. I'm not saying that they're going to do it to the Knicks, to us, but I think that they would go to some other teams, or they would go to a team that only has 20, 25 wins if they know that they have some pieces to build on and stuff like that. Yeah. So, I don't think it all just depends on what their record was last year. Because I'm going to tell you what, if we wanted to, at the beginning of the season, we could have decided to put together a team that could make a run at the AFC. We could have done that. And we could have tried to put some vets in here and really try to make a run. But then someone like whoever, free agent, looks and says, yeah, they made a run. They made it to the playoffs, but look, all their players are old. Where are we going to go from here? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they had 41 wins. They made the playoffs, but where are they going to go from here? So, I think they look at the whole picture nowadays, not just the record. You know what I mean? We down to the end of the show, folks. Been on here for 2 hours. I've been on here for more than 2 hours. My throat was starting to hurt. You know what I mean? I've been on here. I've been on since like 7 o'clock. I've been on for 5 hours. So, we about to head off here. I'm going to go around real quick. I want you to tell me who your player of the game is and what you think about the Philly game. And then give me your last words. All right. And then I'm up out of here when we're done with this. All right. Guillermo, starting with you.
This is turned to one of the funniest shots of all time, man.
I'm taking that Mark
game,
clip.
Man. Like I said, man.
Yeah,
I agree with a lot of points you said with regards to Cantor and the coaching thing and who he needs to start screaming on. But again, he's trying to build trade value, I think, to get rid of some of these guys. But I would like to see how this team looks once we get guys coming back from the injured list. So shout out to you, man. I'll see you back here on Wednesday, man. Go Knicks, man. And who's Mark? Please chill out, man. Take some Prozac or something, man. But that was the funniest thing I've seen, man. But peace out to you guys. Yo.
I'm taking that piece from Who's Mark. I'm taking that and I'm gonna edit that out as a clip and I'm gonna put it on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You know what I mean?
Please.
I'm putting it everywhere. That was funny.
You have to.
That was
Please.
funny. All right, man.
See you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
All right. Let me see. Davon, I'm coming to you, man.
What's up, Sam?
What's going on, man?
Oh man, funny chat, funny talking to these guys. Love it. But for going on, I just want to see a little bit more development of the guys. You know, just see what we can do with these guys. What we got here. I know, you know, probably won't be making no big moves anytime soon to, you know, really shake things up. So. Just got to try to, you know, do better. And, you know, I mean, I hope, you know, Cantor got the message. I know he's seen the tweets. I know he'll see it somehow. He'll be on there somehow. I'll get the message. Let's see if this man can, you know, get some pick and roll defense going. I don't think, honestly, I don't think he's gonna, because I just don't think he knows how to do it. You know, right?
what I mean?
But at least
he just doesn't have the skill.
At least some effort. Like, you know, like, I mean, I know, like, let's just say they do the pick and roll at him 10 times, at least 2 times. Let me see, like, okay, at least he tried. Let me see 1 time, at least he fouled him. Like, let me see something, you know. As far as everybody else, I just want to see some more development out of the players, a lot of more team camaraderie, you know, it's a lot of more, you know, togetherness. And I think we're going back to that little too much ISO ball and too much not depending on each other enough.
Yeah,
just want to see a little bit more of that. We got it going for a minute, then I feel like we're losing it again. You know, we're a bunch of young guys though, so we've got to keep going. We, you know, keep doing what we're doing. I like how Mudiay. I would give Mudiay player of the game tonight. I want to see Noah Vonleh stop getting in a lot of foul trouble lately, because he plays a big role, a big impact on our team and the you know, how hard and stuff we play. So I want to see him, you know, stop picking up early fouls, and hopefully we can get healthy. And I'll be back Wednesday. I'll see you guys Wednesday.
What's your take on the Philly game?
The Philly game, man. After tonight, I mean, I just hope we can play, you know, 48 minutes, you know, hard basketball. I don't wins or losses, you know, Philly's a good team, so I'm not expecting, you know, us to go in there and, you know, grab the victory, but I just want to see us play hard from, you know, offense and defensively. I want to see, you know, players, you know, more defining their roles on the team, and look for things like that.
Okay. All right.
But we need to talk, Sam. I know you're trying to do that 24/7 thing, and I sent you an email. We need to we need to talk soon. I got a couple ideas and things I want to run by you.
Yeah, I'll try to I'll hit you up tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, bet.
All right, peace.
All right, peace. Nate, coming to you, man.
Player of the game, man, is the Knicks broadcast, man, having to go through that whole 48 minutes of crap. So props to them, man. They, you know, when I've been in those games where I've called games and it's like it's the worst games in the world. You just got to sit there and just do it.
You call games?
That's my player of the game.
You call games?
Yeah, when I was in college, I did Texas State basketball games. Yeah, I did color commentary.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's
yeah,
what's
man,
up.
I loved it. It was awesome.
You didn't think about doing that as a career?
You know, man, I would, but the thing about it is, man, it's really hard because nowadays they only hire athletes to do broadcasts now. So to make the good money, you gotta be an athlete, and you know it's hard, man. There's not a lot of Marv Alberts or Dick Vitel's out there. You know, it's mostly athletes now that they hire. So
you can do your own thing on YouTube. You don't need to be on. You don't need to be on
that's
that
true.
no more.
I actually had like a podcast too that I started for a little bit, but man, I couldn't get enough viewers. So I don't know. I might try to consider looking at something like that with you. So because I think that'd be a cool idea. So
you just got, man. You just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Like you just got to keep going. You know, and eventually, you know what I mean? Eventually you build some people that, and you build a little following or whatever. You know what I mean? You just got to keep going.
Yeah,
with
and
it.
I love talking about sports, man. Shoot, I can talk about anything. You can talk about football, college football, basketball, baseball, you name it, man.
That's what's
I'm well versed.
Okay, so
regarding tomorrow night or the Sixers, we're gonna get our butts handed to us. I just don't see the defense improving, and we still can't make baskets. So I feel like the Embiid and Butler and Simmons are gonna eat our dinner. It's gonna get ugly, but it's all part of the process. I mean. Tonight was embarrassing, but you know what? One thing about being a true fan, you wake up the next day and you're still a fan of the team.
You're still a fan. You still go out there and you still root for your team. You go get it. Exactly.
I might have gained a little more gray hairs, but or lost some hairs. But hey, it happens, man.
Yeah, it may not be the easiest thing, but when that's why they call it a
it's
fanatic.
part of the process, man. It's part of the process.
That's why they call it a fanatic.
Exactly.
All right, Nate.
All right, man. See you Wednesday.
Have a great rest of your week. See you on Wednesday, man. See you on Wednesday.
You too, man. Later.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right. Mark, I'm coming to you, man.
I'm good, Sin. I'm good.
Give me your last words, your take on this game against Philadelphia.
Oh my God. Listen, Jimmy Butler back, and he makes a big plus for that team in so many aspects. Even when he was injured, like they just look like an average team. But with him on the floor, man, listen, man, we're gonna get a ass kicked, man. Seriously, because like I said, Joel Embiid is on some other ish. A lot of people don't like him. I can't understand because when you watch him play, he just go out and destroy. So listen, man. This Phoenix game really got me pissed off. Like, it really did. It really did.
Let me give you a tip, man. Let me give you a tip. Go in your cabinet, get the herbal tea. You know what I'm saying? Get the honey. Don't even put the water. Don't even put it in the microwave to heat it up. Boil it, put it on a pot, boil it, you know what I'm saying, in a nice teapot. Watch the steam come up out the teapot. Maybe it'll help you relax your mind. Put the water in the cup, put the herbal tea bag in there, you know what I'm saying, let it get, let it get colored a little bit.
Like Max B would say, this was a treat for the chat because I ain't explode like this in a hot minute. So this was a treat for the chat. But other than that, I'm good. But it's like, it's to a point. I don't even want Tim Hardaway to play anymore. Like that's where I'm at right now. That's how pissed off I am. Like I don't even want him to play over 20 minutes. Him and Cantor, they don't deserve to play over 20 minutes.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like Tim Hardaway didn't even play tonight, and you're getting on Tim Hardaway. So listen,
just because his presence bothers me. His presence bothers me.
I know, but you gotta go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Put the honey in the cup. You know what I'm saying? Stir it up.
Because every game is those two at the end of the night.
I know, but listen, man.
And it's to a point. I'd rather put in these players that when they're on the floor, they sort of have an identity from time to time on defense, bro. And they help us come back and get. I'd rather see guys that want to go and get it, play instead of these players that I gotta put up 25 points for us to even be in the game, but I don't have to play no defense. No, the defense is part of the game because. If we don't play any single type of defense, it's going to be like with Devin Booker. Devin Booker went back to a tweet a year ago, not a couple of months, not a couple of weeks, a year ago. He found a tweet. He dug it up.
I got you. Mark, I got you. Put the honey in the tea.
Wade Cantor and Tim Hardaway. I'll pay them later.
I got you, man.
That's where I'm at with it.
Listen, put the honey in the tea. Smell it. Right, let the aroma take in the aroma.
I'm good, Sam.
You know what I'm saying?
I just had to let that
take in the aroma. Smell it, and then take some sips and just sit back and chill.
You know what, Sim? That was for you, man. That was for you in the chat. As Max B would say, it's a little treat.
All right, man. All right, Mark. I'm out, man.
Have a good night.
Peace.
All right, Prince.
That man. Prince.
What's going on, Sim?
Take us home, bro. Take us home, man.
Hey, it's been a long one, man. Let's leave tonight with a little bit of positivity, man, and some positive outlook going on for Wednesday, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep enjoying ourselves, man. Let's think positive. Hopefully we can maybe squeak out a win because the 76ers ain't playing too well. But like everybody, we always that tune-up team that, you know, every team going to tune up on us to get ready to get back on track. So I'm kind of worried about that. But outside of that, man, hopefully we grow. And maybe, like I said, these young guys, and maybe we see even more growth out of Knox and these other guys. But like I said, I was telling people in the chat earlier, I think the next step that we need to see from Mudiay is if he really believes that he's our point guard, is you got to step up and you got to start getting in some of these guys' face. Like, you got to get in Enes Kanter's tail. You got to get in some of these other guys who just aren't playing as well and show your leadership, you know, because, again, we need a leader, Sim, and I think that's something you hitting on. And, I mean, it's just the truth on the DNA of our team. We don't have nobody who can truly galvanize the group and bring us back together and get us back to a team basketball. Right. So, like I said, it was a pretty embarrassing loss. That third quarter sucked. But again, we got more games and we got a big West Coast swing that we got to go out and play. And like you said, Sim, hopefully we all think that we're going to lose, but maybe we'll be able to steal a couple games out West.
Yeah, let's see what we do. We've done it before.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, we have, man. So, hey, man, shout out to chat. Hey, if you're a new subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Definitely follow Sim. Let's keep this thing going, brother. Hey, this is organic, and it's nothing but love.
That's
nothing
but
Knicks. Let's do it.
We're doing it. We got to talk, man, about this Westchester thing so we can get, and get some stuff up on this 24/7 stream.
Let's do it. Yeah. Let's do it, man. Right, you got my number, and I got your email, so we'll be in talk.
I sent you a text earlier today. I think I sent it to the right number. Yeah, check it. All right. Peace,
sir.
All right. And I think I got Isaiah still on the phone, right? Isaiah, you still there?
Yo.
All right. And I'm sure you've seen the 24/7 stream, right?
Yeah, man, it's great, man. 24/7, man. This is great.
Yeah, we seeing,
I love what you're doing, man. We getting better. Actually, gotta find out. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for my little niece to not have school so I can record her. You know what we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for her to help me out with the stuff, and then I'm waiting for my brother to get a day off so he can record me and everything. I just been waiting for him to do that.
All right.
Because I got a ball and I got a court, so I'm still working on that a little bit. I'm just waiting for them. I'm just waiting for the schedules to line up.
All right, I got you. And for those who don't know, man. The 1 second, the 24/7 stream is called Knicks 24/7. Knicks 24/7 live stream. There's news, rumors, discussions, and New York Knicks related content. And it's a live stream because at any moment I could just pop in and say what's up. But it's really going to be replays from old shows. There's other Knick creators that's going to be in here. Isaiah is going to be on it soon. The Prince is going to be on it soon. CK2K is in there. The Entertainer's going to be in there. There's going to be more people coming. I promise you. I've already been in discussion with some other people that's going to participate in this live stream. And if you got ideas and content that you'd like to get on this live stream, because what we're trying to do here is create exposure. Whose Mark is going to be in there real soon. So be ready for that, right? Whose Mark is going to be in there. So, but if you have content, ideas, right? Hit me up. I'm doing this, man, because I want to give a chance for people to, if you have Knicks content, some things you want to do, get some exposure. You know what I mean? Right now, it's new, so it's not exploding, but it's going to. So be part of it. All right, Isaiah, I'm about to head up out of here for the night. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna let you know. I probably won't be on because I'm about to be driving back from Philly. But I might call in and let everybody know what I seen from the game on Wednesday and see what I see. If you see a naked guy running on the court, just know it was me.
We know that's you.
I might be locked up.
All right, man.
All right, man. Have a good one, everybody.
Right. Peace. Peace. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and New York, Philadelphia, I think it's going to be a problem for us. I think we're going to lose the game. What happened tonight, I don't know if we just shake it off, honestly. I don't know if we just shake it off, and it may end up being, it might end up being a blowout, man. Might end up being a blowout. Sean Rock Myers said, "What happened to your cartoon?" I'm actually, me and the kid, we're actually working on another one right now. So, be on the lookout for that. You know, I mean, right now we've been working on it. We got holidays, Christmas, and all that stuff. So early, the beginning of the year, expect another one to come out. On the 24/7 live stream, that cartoon is on there, but we've been working on another one. You know, so you know we'll do another one. Probably at the beginning of the year, and hopefully, you know, if when that continues to go and we do some more of those, you know, depending on his schedule, we'd like to do them more often. But you know, he's a young guy, school and college and stuff like that. So it's not something that we do just that quick. But it'll keep going. It'll keep happening. I appreciate you for asking about it. But there is going to be another one at the beginning of the year. We've been working on it. But anyway, I think that the Knicks may get stomped. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, Sean. It'll be there. Yep, it'll be there. I think that the Knicks are going to get stomped in Philadelphia this Wednesday. I would love to see them not get stomped, but I think they're going to get stomped. All right. But anyway, I am about to. And you know what? Since my man, I'm going to leave off with the cartoon. Since my man Sean said he would love to see the cartoon on the live stream, I'm going to throw the last cartoon up here and, just let you guys kind of rock off with it. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? And I am working on another one. And, I'm going to end off with this cartoon here. You know, hopefully you guys like it. I will see you guys on, what's today? Today is Monday. I'll see you guys on Wednesday. The Knicks versus Philadelphia. Isaiah is going to be in Philadelphia. Hopefully Isaiah takes care of himself. Don't wild out and do no whole bunch of craziness. You know what I'm saying? Just be cool with it, Isaiah. Do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And, don't trip out, my man. You know, just do everything that you got to do. Knicks family. 1 second. I'm trying to get this right for you. Let me come back here. It's been a pleasure as usual, my Knicks friends and family. Give me 1 second. I'm tripping real quick. Here we go. I think here we go. But anyway, have a good rest of your week. Have a great rest of your week, as a matter of fact. And I will talk to you guys Wednesday. Go ahead and enjoy this real quick.